Hi everyone, Stacey McGregor here from Best Buy's Plugin Blog, and today we are talking about the Extreme Steam and the Turbo Extreme Steam handheld fabric steamers from Conair. Now, if you're anything like me, and not only do you hate doing laundry, but you absolutely avoid ironing at all costs, a handheld steamer is truly a godsend. They take up minimal room, you don't have to fumble with an ironing board, and really it kind of saves you trips to the dry cleaners and saves you money in the long run. So without further ado, we're just going to dive into the Extreme Steam and show you all that it has to offer. First up is the Conair Extreme Steam model. It's quite lightweight, quite ergonomic as well, and super easy to use. To start with, to fill your reservoir with water, you simply lift the lock, pull the reservoir out, undo this handy little rubber plug, and fill it with water. You can use tap water, or if you want to kind of eliminate hard water buildup over time, filtered water is also a good option. Simply fill up the reservoir, trying not to pour water all over yourself and your kitchen table. And you don't have to fill it all the way either. And then just pop the plug back in place. Secure the reservoir back to the handheld device or the actual steamer itself. Then we're just going to plug it in, and within 2 minutes we'll be ready to steam. Alright, so it's been a little under 2 minutes since I plugged this in, and our indicator lights have gone from orange to green, meaning that we're ready to steam. One thing to note is when you are warming the steamer itself is to not have the water reservoir connected to it. You can just pop that back on after you're all warmed up and your indicator light says green and you're ready to steam. So the Extreme Steam comes with two different settings. We've got high and low, so depending on what kind of fabric you are steaming, you can determine what temperature you want to steam them at. For fabrics like silks and satins, or even really cottons, light cottons, you want to go with a low setting, but if you're perhaps steaming your duvet cover or your draperies, definitely go with the higher temperature. That said, make sure that you do a little test steam in the corner of the fabric to make sure that it's not going to burn the fabric that you are trying to steam. There's also a lock function. So this is the trigger that actually lets you steam. And when you take your finger off of it, it'll stop steaming. But if you switch down to the lock position, it'll just keep steaming, so you don't have to keep your finger on the trigger. To demonstrate how well the Extreme Steam works, I've got here a exceptionally wrinkled top of mine. It's not satin, but it's kind of a faux polyester satin blend. So we're going to switch to the low heat setting. And I would typically do this standing up, and then you simply press your trigger and drag the steamer down your, louder than I expected, down your garment. As you can see, that one pass has already made a significant difference in the level of wrinkles in this shirt. Looks pretty good to me. Next up is the Turbo Extreme Steam handheld fabric steamer from Conair. So as you can see, it's very similar in look and obviously in function to the Extreme Steam. However, there's a number of notable differences. First of all, it's driven by a 1550 watt system versus the 1110 watts of the Extreme Steam. It also has this turbo function, and when you press this, you can just instantly release really tough wrinkles, get a real professional, clean, crisp look of whatever kind of fabric you are trying to steam. Also, very cool feature is it has these attachments that you can just clip on to the head of the steamer. Oopsies. There we go. This one has a silicone band, so it really kind of draws your fabric taut when you're steaming, giving you a really efficient steam and a very, very clean, crisp, professional look. You can also add to this two different attachments. This one, when you add it, when you slip it on here, it gives you a little bit of room when you're steaming. So let's say you're doing silks or any other kind of delicate fabrics, maybe embroideries. It gives you that space and that buffer that you're not putting the steam directly on what it is you're trying to steam, and it just really kind of saves the fabric from any kind of damage. There's also the bristle attachment, which can help you, if you're doing upholstery or slide in there. If you're doing upholstery or any kind of, thicker fabric that you just really want to kind of get into the grooves of, you can use the bristle attachment here as well. Another difference between the Extreme Steam and the Turbo Extreme Steam is this handy little feature right here, where you can slip your fabric along this line and drag it down the length of your fabric to make creases. So if you want to do pleats in pants or really crisp creases in a dress shirt, this has you covered. It really is kind of a one-stop dry cleaner in a sense, all in the form of a handheld fabric steamer. And there you've got it. That's the Extreme Steam and the Turbo Extreme Steam handheld fabric steamers from Conair. For my full review, check it out on Best Buy's plugin blog, and until next time, take care.